welcome. Happy Halloween, everybody. Thanks for coming and hanging out on a Halloweeny weenie night. And I've got my Zero shirt on. That's from Nightmare Before Christmas, if you don't know. And I'll have Adam come in and say hi because he did his bat cave a little bit Halloweeny tonight. He wants to
wait, I'm meant to do that? Oh, okay. My mask that doesn't work because it's
no.
Oh, there you go.
Well. Yay.
That's me.
And you did your little haunted house behind you.
Yes.
Yeah. But happy Halloween, everybody. Thank you, everybody. So yeah, I see he's Batman. He said he was had his mask on. He's like, it's stretched out. So we'll let him off the hook. Welcome, everybody. I hope you have your cocktail or your tea and you're feeling happy and you're ready to go. If you're dressed up, great. Who cares? Who cares? All right. So we're going to do this. I have my dowsing rods here. So if you want me to look at any particular states and where we're at with those, great. Yeah. So happy Halloween, everybody. There's a scary story about an orange man who's trying to take over the world, but we're not going to let him. All right. Okay, everybody. So you ready, Adam? What's the first question? And we just get right to it here. So like, subscribe, share, all those things. Check out my club. The Intuit Club is, we do mini readings. We do a movie. We have a movie club in it. It's really a lot of fun. So, all right. Are you ready? And I'll name check at the end, but thank you everybody for being here. Thank you for coming, showing up on Halloweeny weenie night. Okay. Do your guides think the Democrats will win the Senate? Ugh, that's a hard one. Okay, so I'm going to say I'm going to get what I feel, and then we'll do the dowsing rods just to validate what I'm getting. That's been so on the edge. It feels like so on the edge. I keep getting like a splinter, like a little piece of wood, and so I'm wondering if it's just by a hair, by a. Let me see what that is. I feel like at this point we may get it, but it kind of might be how it is now, where it's might by like one or two people. So if I was feeling it, it kind of feels like a soft yes, kind of by a hair or by this much. Yeah, so let's see. And my dowsing rods are, that's yes, they know the routine. They're like, that's yes, this is no. So now is that, and then, okay, so let me just ask, and they do soft yes to the right and soft no to the left. They're trying to show you. And so we're asking about the Senate. Will the Democrats take the Senate? What do you say for now? Yeah, it's a soft yes. That's kind of how I'm feeling. Yeah, I feel like it may be like one or two that we're, but I feel like they'll both be close. I feel like it kind of feels like 2020. Yeah, it kind of feels like we'll have those last two and it'll go the Democrats' way, but that's what I'm getting to. So, all right. Who said don't use the rods? Oh, I don't care. I'm going to use it if I want to. I can use, I'm doing my own thing. I'm doing my own thing.
I myself am just a vessel passing information on, like okay. The rod.
I know you are. It's okay. I'm gonna do what I want to do. But thank you for the input. Trump seemed to have a hard time opening the door to his garbage truck stuff. Is he physically losing it? I don't think I saw the garbage can. I saw him in a vest, but I don't think I actually saw the garbage can. The garbage can stunt. And I'll do both. Okay, is it caramel or camel? I'll do. I'll validate. I'll just validate with the dowsing rods. Okay, just for my own peace of mind. This is tricky stuff we're doing here. Okay. All right. What's going on with Trump? So I'm getting something with balance with him, but also something with eyesight, with not being able to see very well. And I feel like he needs to wear glasses. He needs to wear contacts, but he won't, which is so him, right? That sounds like him. There was something with his eyesight that was off. But I feel like there's eyesight and there's balance involved here. So that's what I'm getting. And like I said, if I could see it, maybe I would get a better understanding, or if I saw it, but I don't, but that's what I'm getting. Is those two things played a part in this, whatever this was.
Yeah, by the way, if you didn't see it, when he walked towards the garbage truck, part of his stunt, right? Because Biden had said, he hadn't actually said that his followers were garbage, but basically that
I know, they just are fake outrage. Is ridiculous. Yeah.
But he kind of slipped and his leg did this weird like kickback thing. And it just looked very, very awkward, like he wasn't physically in control of himself. And then he kind of corrected it. And he himself called it out at the press conference, saying like, "Oh, the media will make a big thing of that, to try to get ahead of it." But
yeah, well, I've got something with his balance, but also his eyes. Something with his eyes, though.
Well, maybe he couldn't see the door when he reached for it.
Oh, okay, okay, all right. Okay, what's going to happen with JD Vance after the election? Do we care? Will he leave the political limelight or stick around like something bad and sticky? Is he still in the Senate? Is he still in his Senate seat, Adam?
I guess so, right? He's still technically a senator until he has to accept the VP. I don't think you quit first, so I think so.
I don't think so there, because I'm feeling like he at some point he loses his seat. But for now, I think he'll be kind of like in the Senate, but it kind of feels like he loses his seat. Maybe. I do feel like he'll kind of try to keep making a go in politics, but I actually feel like he loses his seat the next time around or whenever he comes up for it. So that's what I'm getting.
Also, I'm not sure if we cover this. Missouri Mama 3 said that loss of balance and eyesight is one of the, I think, middle stages of Alzheimer's. And we know that Trump's dad had Alzheimer's.
Oh, interesting. So, thank you for that. Okay. So, yeah. That's interesting. Okay. Interesting. All right. Okay. Will the abortion vote in Florida pass? Requires 60% of the vote, so tougher than other states. Okay, let's see. I feel like it will just be over. I'm getting like 61, 62%. So I feel like it will just be over that. And I'm going to use my dowsing rods just to be sure of that. This is tricky stuff. Okay, so Florida for abortion, Florida. Yeah, I'm getting a yes. I'm getting a yes on that for now. So that's, I think women are going to be out in droves in every state. So, but yeah.
Well, the good news, if women are out in droves, that Trump is there to protect them.
Yes.
Whether they
That's
want
what we're counting on.
Yeah, whether you want it or not,
Whether
he's there to protect you. Put his big
so
arms
weird.
around you and grab for you.
It's such a weird. He's just weird. He's a weirdo. They are weird. Tim Walz is right. They're just weird. Sorry to say. Are the polls being monkeyed with? Okay, I kind of read on this before, and I wasn't sure what I was seeing. And then I heard about all of these like Republican polls that are out there. And I'm like, that's what I think I was seeing. And I think somebody even sent me an email and said, I think this is what you were seeing. So that was helpful. Because sometimes I don't know, I'm kind of just go with what I'm, I just try to, it's like putting together a puzzle. But let me see if anything is weird with if the polls are being messed with. I'm getting like massaged. So I feel like they're messing with them enough that they're massaging the results. There's something. One second, let me see what else comes. Some people they're being skewed the way they want them to look. So some pollsters or some polls are being, I wouldn't say fake, but I feel like it's like they know who to ask, or they know how to kind of maneuver it, or how many people to have in a group, or what kind of groups, and how to phrase the question so that it's kind of like, and I think massaged is a good word actually, because they're kind of maneuvering so that they get the outcome they want to get. So yes, in a way, they're being monkeyed with, I would say. That's kind of, yeah.
So Rick Wilson of the Lincoln Project last Friday came out and he basically said, don't drink the poison that you're being fed by the media. And the poison in this case is all these kind of crappy, not statistically significant polls that the right wing are producing, and they're flooding the zone in order to try to change the narrative so that basically they can help argue like something weird happened during the election, because all the polls were going towards Trump, but they're not like legitimate polls. Like among all the legitimate polls, Rasmussen tends to be the most right wing and usually favorable. But these are like no-name polls that are just coming out, but they're kind of getting added to the overall, and so they're kind of diluting it, but also pulling it to the right.
All right. So they're skewed, and I guess they know how to get the answers, the responses that they want, and how to choose the right people. And if they're right wing, they tend to be more right wing. So yeah, so we get it. Yeah. Or you guys get it. Will Debbie McCarthy Powell win the Senate seat in Florida? And Adam, could you look, is that the Democrat or the Republican? guess it doesn't really matter, but it's nice to know.
Looks like she is the Democrat. Yeah. So you're flying through the questions so fast that I normally do more of a like kind of check on name spelling, etc.
All right. That's all right. That's okay.
Through them.
That's okay. We'll just go through them as we go through them, and if you don't have that, it's just yeah, it's just good for me to know. I feel like she may. I feel like it's so close. It's really interesting because it feels like it almost feels like if it were today, she'd lose kind of, or she'd slightly lose, but by then she'll have an advantage, or she'll be slightly ahead. I feel like her people, like the people on the ground, people like they say like door knocking, and I feel like they've got a really strong team, and they've got more money, or they've got more to play with, or something like that. They've got more to put into that part of it, or they've held up their money for this kind of last week or something like that. Because I feel like there's a strategy here. So if it were held today, not quite, but by the time, if they do what they're supposed to be doing, and they do it, by the time we have the election on election day, she'll be slightly ahead. So she should take that seat. I hope that's clear. I've got to get it as it like comes in, because it's kind of it's interesting how it comes in sometimes. I like my guides. They're really good. Early voting apparently shows 54% of women voting to 44% of men. Will women decide this election for Harris? Yeah, I kind of have felt that, right? That divine feminine coming in, right? That we've been talking about that for, the last few years. Yeah. I'm getting a pretty firm yes on that. It's also going to be other kind of like marginalized groups coming out in droves. People with immigrant parents, people with, LGBTQ, people that feel like their freedoms may be at stake. And I think women are just on the front line, right? Because we've already had something taken away, but it does feel like it's just a flood of women. Is there anything else you can tell me about that? I also keep getting, because I asked it like every night. I ask, is Harris still going to win? Is Harris still going to win? Partly for me, but also so I can report to you. And I just ask, because what things can change, and it seems like something is happening every day, right? But what I get are words like historic, unprecedented, unbelievable, like words that it's almost like it's never happened before. This has never happened before. And I think one of the things is going to be women. I think it's going to be just this historic, like, what in the world? We did not know. And I think even women are going to be like, we didn't know we had this kind of ability to come together and do something like this. So, but I keep getting things like that when I ask about it. It's not just like, yes, she's going to take it. It's like, it's historic. It's unprecedented. It's, yeah. So. Do you think that there are a lot of women voting for Harris, but hiding the fact from their husbands and boyfriends? Charlie Kirk of Turning Point seems scared of this happening. Well, I'm sure on two fronts, right? Because it's that control, like controlling your woman, that kind of whatever, you know, obsession with that, you know, alpha male thing. But also, you know, the idea that the silent majority could be women, and it could be Republican women. And I think that is freaky to them. So, hey, John of News. Yes, we are. We are going to win. We are just going to manifest this into being. Okay. So let me ask about that in particular. Oh, interesting. You know what I'm seeing are a lot of like church buildings, churches. So people that are like evangelicals and stuff, they're going to be voting for her. And I think it's like hiding it not only from their husbands, but hiding it from the church. So that I'm getting a lot of churches and evangelicals, church people voting for her. So interesting, right? Yeah, so that is going to be happening. Sorry, Charlie. It's going to be happening. Don't freak out. Is the secret between MAGA by Johnson and Trump that they won't accept all of the state electoral college votes, that using the House majority to decide the election? This won't work, will it? Okay, yeah, let me look at that, at the secret between these two weirdos, these two oddballs. What is going on? So it's interesting. Oh, that is interesting, because I'm getting like meetings happening, but I'm getting kind of like almost like Mike Johnson has been like, this is what we could do. This is in this scenario, we could do this. And I kind of feel like Trump thinks it's like, that's what we're doing, that we're set in stone. And for him, it's more like, well, if this happens, and if this happens, we'll do this. So it's more of a what if kind of scenario for it. So it's almost like it's not quite set in stone for Mike Johnson, but it is for Trump. He's thinking this is what, and I feel like it's partly Trump telling himself this so that it's like there's a safety net there. There's a safety net. It's almost to quell his own fears. But I feel like I feel like Mike Johnson would do whatever. He's just that. But I do feel like the agreement is kind of on Mike Johnson's part. It's a little looser. It doesn't feel like this is exactly what we're going to do. It's not a Steve Bannon thing. It's not that. It's well, if this happened, we could do this, and if this happened, we could do this. So it feels a little looser. And it could be that it could be like a Pence situation where they put tons of pressure on him, and of course he would cave because that's him. But that's the way it's coming across, as though it's kind of like it's not as set in stone with Mike Johnson. I don't think a lot of the things they think are going to be options are going to be open because of the way, because of the, I was going to say, I feel like it's going to be an obvious win. So I don't feel like it's going to be this, they're going to have all these options open to them. It's going to be so razor thin close that we're going to be taking, it's going to the Supreme Court. I feel like it's not going to be that. And so they're going to have fewer options. and fewer ways to try to mess with things. It's just not going to be there in the way they think it is. I just wanted to throw this in while we're talking about this. I also got that there are several actually Republicans, and Mitch McConnell's one of them, for entertainment purposes only. I'm not going to be in the booth with Mitch, that are voting for Kamala Harris, like secretly voting for Kamala Harris. So there are a lot of Republicans that are kind of too spineless to say anything, or feel like they don't want to put themselves at risk at this age. You know, they don't want to be Paul Pelosi. Basically, they're scared of that. They're older and feel more vulnerable or whatever. But I feel like some of this old guard are voting for Kamala Harris, even if they're not going to come out and say it. So I think even his own people are not even in the bag. You know, he's going to get a lot of votes. That's not what I'm not saying he's not going to get any votes. He will. He'll get his base and whatever. But even some people that you would think, oh, for sure, he's going to vote for Trump, or they've even said, you know, oh, I'm voting for Trump, blah, blah, blah. It's just to play along so they don't get targeted before the election, you know? And I feel like some of these people on their way out and stuff, like Mitch, you know, he's kind of giving up some power and stuff. He's going to vote for Kamala. I got that clear as anything. So just so you know, there's people that are just, they're just too scared to come out, which is, you know, it's what we've seen all along. So it's not any big surprise, but that kind of was surprising to me, that they're actually voting for Kamala Harris. They don't want him. They don't want him. And they do think that he's dangerous, you know. They don't want him back there. How impactful will Puerto Rico voters in the U.S. be on the end result of the election? Did any offensive jokes? I got that feeling today, and I just got chills with that question. So yeah, they're going to be out again, out in droves. And I also feel like I don't want to make it sound, you know, simplistic or petty, but it hurt their feelings. I really feel like it hurt them. It really hurt them. It's like if a bully says something really mean to you, you know, it was that it feels like kind of like a heart pang. It hurt, you know? And I feel like that kind of hurt can turn to anger and action. I'm thinking of, or else my guides are showing me Ralphie in A Christmas Story, right? He keeps getting beat down by this bully, and then he just, you know, unleashes on the bully because he just can't take it anymore. And so it's going to cause action because it was hurtful. It was really, really hurtful. And I think it's also insult to injury because of how he treated them when they were so vulnerable and he was in a place of power. And I think that they have the power now. And so they're going to vote. You know, they're going to use their power to send a message to this guy, this mean bully, you know. Will the Puerto Rico vote turn Florida blue? 5.6%. Wow, I didn't realize it was that high. Gosh. Because it feels like, now, when I was looking at that one woman's campaign, I could be seeing the Republican Party, that they're like got this ground game that they're going to be really working this ground game in the next week or so. Yeah, no, not Puerto Rico Awakening with Susan, but people that are from Puerto Rico that's their original home, but are here as either citizens or as it's as citizens or as like second generation or whatever, that they're able to vote. We're not talking about illegal people voting. We're not talking about that. Just to be clear. Puerto Rican heritage is what we may want to say. So once again, it's really weird. I feel like right now it would be red still, but by election day, there may have been enough movement to push them over the edge into blue. Let me ask, I'm just going to ask the Dowsing Rods about it, if I'm getting that right, because it kind of feels like it's, see now I'm getting it right. So is it going to be on election day, if the ground game goes the way they're already saying, is like a soft yes. So there's a very, very good chance that it could go blue. And I think that, our job is to just remind people and Democrats in Florida to vote, but also, if you can give money to certain candidates or certain races, do that, but also just manifesting, seeing it happen, just picturing Florida as blue. It does something, it can move it enough that if we all do that together and we're just along with everything that's happening on the ground, it absolutely can happen. Another Puerto Rico question. Okay, will Puerto Rico ever get the vote and representation in the Senate? Could it become a state, perhaps because of the kerfuffle? Three. 2028. I'm getting like, why would that happen? I'm getting 52 states by 2028. Is that possible? What would the other state be, Adam?
DC. District of Columbia is not represented, right?
Uh-huh.
And Puerto Rico. Okay. I'm sure there are there others? I don't know. Maybe.
Could be. But when asking this question, that's the answer I got. So there'll be that, probably Puerto Rico and one other one. Guam, yeah. By 2028. So, and interesting. Okay.
I mean, there's really good historical justification for doing it. There's a reason why there's a North Dakota and a South Dakota, despite the fact there's hardly anyone living there, and it's purely for senatorial votes.
Right. Okay. But yeah, I'm getting by 2028. Okay. So we'll just keep an eye on that. And we will keep asking about that. That's very interesting. Weird. I did not expect to get that for some reason. What is going on with Dr. Phil? What is going on with Dr. Phil? Someone pointed out today, he got his start by a woman of color. It's so insulting, and he's such a big dum-dum. And he wasn't on this train. Yeah, let's look at him. Let's see what is going on with Dr. Phil. Dr. Phil. Okay, let's look and see. I'm getting something about, does he have, well, I don't want you to have to look this up. So I'll just say I'm getting something about other like business ventures or something in Texas. I think it's Texas. In Texas. It's a business thing. I'll just put it that way. But I feel like it's something with Texas for some reason. Tax. I just heard tax. So it's something with taxes, with business, and with Texas. That's what I'm getting. Money. Yeah, money.
There seems to be a commonality among a lot of these MAGA converts. They get into trouble. Sometimes it's tax issues. Sometimes they say something bad, like the woman who was the wrestler lady. Like she'll say one, you say one thing, and you kind of get put on the outs. You kind of get the cold shoulder from Hollywood, and then you take that badly, like Kevin Sorbo, and
Right.
then you join the MAGA right, and you realize, oh, there's all these people who they're much easier to sort of play to, and there's a lot of money over there as well for like celebrity appeal and showing up at their conventions. It seems like in February 2022, this is from his Wikipedia page, a dozen current and former employees of Dr. Phil alleged they'd experienced verbal abuse in a workplace that fosters fear, intimidation, and racism, and that the show's guests were manipulated and treated unethically, which I think we all knew that if we'd ever seen the show.
Interesting. Okay. Interesting. All right. Well, that's what I'm getting. It's kind of something about money and business. And so maybe he just thought it wasn't. And if he's got his nose out of joint, maybe he just thought it wasn't worth the risk and he's going this way. Really gross. Really gross.
I don't know. You saw like on Jimmy Kimmel, they showed him interviewing Dr. Phil in 2015, and he was completely the opposite, very critical of Trump.
Like saying he was a narcissist. Yeah, for sure.
Are you getting your dowsing rods out? We've got questions.
Oh, okay. All right. Yes, I got him. I've got him here. Will Don Osborne win the Senate seat in Nebraska? Don Osborne in Nebraska. Oh, that's a yes. That's a yes. So whatever area he's in, it must have Democrats there. So I'm getting a yes for that. Will Jennifer McCormick, Democrat, beat Mike Braun for governor of Indiana? McCormick beat Mike Braun for governor of Indiana. Governor of Indiana. Soft yes. So that race must be very close. Very soft yes. It felt a little hesitant to me. So yeah. Will Avalon, New York Democrat, win the House seat against LaLoda, New York? Okay, Avalon. Yep, getting a yes for that. It's just going to be I think it's going to be a really good night for Democrats, actually, sounds like. Will Indiana turn blue this election? Indiana. Yeah, I'm getting a no on that. Sorry. It's our first no of the night. Boo, Indiana. Boo, Indiana. But don't stop, keep manifesting, keep working in the Indiana. Don't let that stop you. Will New Mexico stay blue? Yes, they will. Will New Mexico, will Adam Schiff, go ahead. Will Adam Schiff win California, Democrat in California? Yeah. Yeah, he's going to win. Non-election question from Roxanne. She asked this last time too, and I didn't get to it. Okay, with everybody going online, how will people socialize, bond with others in the future? How will people socialize and bond with each other in the future? Okay. In future, we'll say, I don't know, over the next, like if there'll be any changes over the next 10 years, maybe that's kind of future-y. It's interesting because it almost feels like we go back in a way to kind of like more more kind of what socializing kind of looked more like in the 80s or like the 90s. More going out and meeting in like meeting in real life and getting together in real life. It almost feels like there's not a movement, maybe a movement or a step away from some of the technology and stuff. And I don't know why that is. Maybe there's studies done or something that it's not good or not as, good for us or there could be other reasons why, but it feels like we go back to something that's old. And they're talking about setup. So I feel like we set these things up. So almost like play dates for kids, for adults, and like, getting together and meeting in groups and stuff and meeting together. But it feels like it's a push back. I keep feeling like it's like going back. So yeah, there's something that shifts in the future that calls us back to doing some things the way we used to, because it's better for us. And I'm sure there are going to be a lot of reasons why. Maybe there's something that happens or something, but or it could be like a movement, like minimalism or whatever. It could be something like that comes into, it's funny too, because I'm even getting like people like filming gatherings as well. Like filming gatherings to share and stuff. So maybe it also like becomes like a thing that, you know, that we share with each other. Like, oh, we all got together and did this, and here's our party, and blah, blah, you know what I mean? So it's maybe there's some kind of like, yeah, something like that, because I'm getting that as well. So we'll have to see, but that's what I'm getting, is that it's kind of a throwback in a way, but it's also shared technologically. So, oh, yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, the 90s coffee house scene, right? Adam and I used to always on dates go to coffee houses, huh, Adam? We used to go to Cafe Cinema. Was that what the place that we used to go?
Yeah, but I think I used to have beer.
Of course you would, but I used to have coffee, and it was a coffee house mainly. They did serve drinks and stuff, but it was a coffee house, and at night they would have this big brick wall, and they'd show like old like silent films on it. It was called Cafe Cinema. It was fun. Yeah, I like those days.
We're not going back.
We're not going back. We're not going back. Shut up, Adam. I want to go back. Okay, more dowsing rods. Sorry, Carmel. Sorry. I like the dowsing rods. I like my dowsing rods. They're fun and they're hilarious. They make me laugh. Matt Gaetz. Is he up this year?
I haven't confirmed, but that's what the question implies.
Okay. Matt Gaetz. Matt Gaetz. Will Matt Gaetz lose his seat? Ooh, soft yes. That would be amazing. That would be like the cherry on top of the sundae if he lost his seat. That would be amazing.
That would be like getting money from an unexpected Venmo.
It really would be. It really would be. It really, really would be. Kansas turned blue. Ooh, that's interesting. Well, Kansas turned blue. Ooh, not this year, but maybe next year. We can still dream and we can still manifest it. There's still time. Get your ground game together, Kansas. Okay, well, Will Rollins beat Ken Calvert. Okay, Will Rollins beat Ken Calvert in California 41 district. Yes. Yes, I'm getting a yes for that. Well, Ryan Zinke, Republican, Ryan Zinke win his election. Ryan Zinke, he's a Republican. Will he win his election? Ooh, I don't know what that is. It's a very soft yes. Is that what that is? A very soft yes? So that's a really, really soft yes. So he's would barely win at this point. So there's, like I said, there's still time. That's why we're doing this, is because there's still time.
Well, if you're looking at Ryan Zinke's face in the Google machine, it doesn't really look like he's won anything in life.
Okay, well, maybe we'll give him this one then. It seems very, very, very tentative though. So I would say keep going for it, because I don't, that did not feel very, and they've never done that before. They're just like, kind of, barely. So yeah, there's time and we can do this. So Turn him away. Could Iowa turn blue? Iowa. Will Iowa turn blue this time around? Iowa. Oh, there's a chance. But they're also doing that weird thing that they just started doing, which is kind of like a sort of soft yes. I think it's not quite a soft no, but it's not quite a soft yes. So it's kind of like in the barely. They could barely win. They could do it. Okay. And Matt Gaetz is up for, thank you for checking on that. Thank you. And that was, who did that? Thank you for doing that. Doo-doo-doo. I didn't see who that was, but thank you for checking on that. Yeah, so he is up for re-election. Oh, Lauren Boebert. Boebert. Will she win in Colorado's 4th district? Give her amen. So soft yes. Soft yes for her. No. We still have time. Turn these people away. No. Some of these people, sometimes it's just name recognition. You know, they just know that name. They don't really know what they stand for. You know, people that just don't look, you know, they're not interested in politics. They just know that name. Now see Ben is out of prison for 5 minutes. Is he going to get up to mischief? Okay, so let's look at this. Look at old Steve. Steve Bannon. Yeah, I feel like he is like gung-ho, like out for blood. I mean, he really feels angry to me. So I feel like for him, yes. I just don't feel like it's just not gonna go their way. You know, it's just not. It's not. But I feel like he's like, so yes, in a way, yes, he will get up to mischief. Like he's gonna try to do every crooked thing that he can. I mean, with, you know, for entertainment purposes only, but it just feels like he's angry. But you know, that's also when people can make mistakes and do things that are really dumb. And I feel like he's that kind of angry. Of course, he has had a lot of time to plot in jail. He's had a lot of downtime, but I feel like it could be a downfall for him that he's so angry and just kind of, especially as they do start kind of seeing it slip away. I feel like that's when the crazy might come out, you know, and just trying whatever crazy thing they can think of. So in that way, I think that'll be him. And so, yes, will he be up to mischief? Yeah, yes, he will.
Well, it did seem like he avoided the showers while he was in prison.
That is not surprising at all. It's been crazy. Do your guys see any violence after the election? Okay. So I do, but I feel like it's squashed quickly. Like it's come down on quickly, and I don't feel like it's like one big thing. I feel like it's this over here and this over here, and I feel like it's quelled really quickly. It's stopped. It's kind of like it's dampened really quickly. And it's like and there's some lone wolf things, there's some like just people taking things into their own hands. So we might get some weird stuff over the and especially as it, like I said, as it starts kind of slipping away. I think that's when people are gonna freak out or whatever. So yeah. PA has a lawsuit against Elon for voter sweepstakes. Will anything come of this? Voter sweepstakes. Will anything come of this? Discovery could be interesting. Voter sweepstakes. I feel like there might be like money involved, like some kind of big settlement or something involved here. So if it does go to court, that's the outcome, or they may avoid it by him paying money or something, because it feels like a big lot of money. It almost feels like in the numbers of like the Fox thing. And that is one thing he has, plenty of his money, but that it does feel like it comes down to giving money. Does it go to trial? Does it go to trial? It doesn't feel like it goes to trial, but maybe that's what he's scared of. Maybe that's why he settles this for such a big amount, is because he's scared of discovery. Because it doesn't feel like it's a trial for some reason. So yeah.
Also, when we think of Elon Musk, richest man in the world, richest nerd, dork MAGA, that money, a lot of it, most of it's paper, right? It's based on his 13% still ownership in Tesla. And it's recently gone up, but for the last year, Tesla's been going down. He's been losing a lot. And, there's competition from all the other car companies for EVs. His brand, his personal brand, with 50% of the country is in the tank. So the idea of him continuing to grow that without government contracts from a relationship with Trump can be difficult.
Yeah, and I even felt like foreign influence when you told me about that. His stock went up. I was like, it feels like foreign something. It feels like he's getting like a lift from somebody or a country or an organization or something. It just felt like it was not just people buying more cars. It was something else.
Well, the Saudis have been investing outside of oil for the last decade, because they realize it's a finite resource and a lot of the world is getting off it. So they've been trying to diversify. But apparently they're selling off assets right now because they're running out of cash. They've been so spent.
So. Interesting. Okay.
And Putin's running out of money too, apparently.
Yes, he is running out of money.
$20 billion because his war has cost so much.
Yeah, so they've got all banking on Trump getting in, and he's not going to get in. Spoiler alert, he's not getting in. Will Ohio's Issue 1 pass? It's supposed to help with gerrymandering by creating an independent redistricting process, but some people say it's GOP crafted. Will Ohio's Issue 1 pass? Issue 1. Will Ohio's Issue 1 soft yes. So it has a good chance. It has a chance of passing. It has a better than like 50% pass, chance of passing. But it's within, it's movable. Whenever I get the soft no, soft yes, I always think it's movable. That's what it's saying to me. Yeah, so if you didn't see it, let me just tell you that we did a thing with Andre on Wednesday, yesterday. And something that I was telling him was that when, first of all, a couple Thursday Night Lives, I don't know if you remember, but I got this image of the end of Carrie, where the hand comes out of the grave, just like gruesome, but that's what, that was giving me a message. But it was like something old and that he thought was buried was coming back for him. So that was interesting. And then when I was talking to Cassie, she said there was an article or something that came out in the UK that had said that it was very interesting that Elon kind of jumped hard on the Trump train when Diddy got arrested, that it seemed like he was like all in. And so it was just very interesting. So that I just wanted to share that if you guys didn't hear that on Wednesday, because people are saying like there were pictures of him with Elon Musk and stuff. So it all tracks. It all tracks. There may be something he's worried about coming in. So. All right, guys, it looks like we went past our time here.
Do you have time for two more questions?
Sure. Yeah, we can do two more. Yeah. Sorry, I thought we were done. What will become of Christian nationalism in the wake of the potential Trump loss? To me, it almost feels like it rises a bit and then it kind of dissipates. So it may rise with like they're upset about the election, and then as things just go on, it kind of dissipates. Because it does feel like a bit of a rise and then a fall, or kind of people just getting on with their lives basically, or going to other things or whatever. I'm getting chills with that. So there's something about it. And I don't feel like we get all these new members. It just feels like like getting their, whatever, getting their panties in a twist or whatever, like that kind of like an anger or something, or like an anger or a upset, but then kind of dwindling away. So that's what I'm getting for them. Will Judge Merchan actually sentence Trump to prison? And that would be the best, to say the least. I think it's yes, but I think it will be home confinement. So let's just validate for that, okay? So Trump, I've got Trump. Will Trump be sentenced to home confinement on November 26th? Yes. So yeah, I'm getting a yes, but I got very quickly that it was going to be home confinement, which is fine. Stay home. Leave us alone. Get out of our face. We're done. We're so tired of you. I guess I should just speak for myself. I'm so tired of you. Yes, please stay home.
All right, that's all. Happy Halloween, everyone.
Happy Halloween, everybody.
You can do your name checking now.
Okay, I'll do the name checking now. Thanks, everybody, for showing up. I'm so glad you guys came. And we will, I'll be on for Sunday, but that's more of it's not a political show, but we'll all be there for each other, and we'll link arms, and we will we will, you know, just get through this together, come what may, you know. We will do this, but it all looks very, very positive, very good. Just say to yourself, we're not going back. We're not going back because we're not. We are not. Okay. And if you want me to do like a little, I don't know, something on Monday or Tuesday, just let me know. Just write in the comments and let me know if that is something you would like. If that would make you feel better. I know, I'm sure other people are going to be doing stuff, so I don't think you'll have any shortage of people doing stuff before the election, but let me know. So Sandra in Connecticut, happy Halloween. Thank you for coming out. Mr. Beeks, thank you. Jane, Craig Dixon, thank you so much for hanging out. Patty Olson, Michelle Tom, JM, Delphine Ross, thank you so much. I won't be able to walk anyway, probably not. Gabriellen, thank you. Paulette Riddle, thank you so much. Like come on November 6th. Yeah, we'll probably do something right after the election to talk about it, or if things are in, you know, suspense or whatever, I'll definitely come on and we'll talk about it and get some questions for the guys. So, Sweetie Darling Lulu, Sue Ellen Hunter, sorry. Crafty Lady 1717, thank you for showing up and hanging out. Sharon Sipe, NJ Galty, Martine Reed, Azalea, Brenda Rendon, thank you so much. Anita Coldplay, thank you. May K. Thank you, Sweetie Darling Lulu, Kylie Myers, Craig Dixon, Paulette Riddle, Guadalupe V, thank you so much. Thank you. Jane, Gil Gunselman, thank you. Sharon Donnelly, Elaine Arnoldi, Linda Sherrill, Carlene, Roxanne M, Leslie F, thank you so much, guys. Happy Halloween. Sharon Sipe, Lenny Marie, Steph S, Deborah Hall, Paulette Riddle, Sharon the Harp, thank you so much. And thank you, Adam. I didn't say thank you to Adam. Thank you, Adam, for doing this. And thank you, everybody else who is jumping in as moderators. Thank you so much. Lisa Doble, Lisa Doble. Robin Faltiano, happy Halloween. Tuesday or Wednesday would be great. Okay. Mountain Sunshine, Leslie Ray, Celtic Crane, thank you so much. Vicky P, Jane Finley English, Sterling Rose, Marie Frink, Judith, Christine VR, Susan Bame. Good night, Roxanne. Chris Wickens, Ethereal Material. Thank you so much. Happy Halloween. How cute. Thank you so much. Marie Frink, Lenny Marie, Karen Conroy, Catalot. That's so cute. In Catalot. That is really cute. Thank you so much. And Karen Conroy, I hope you're feeling better or doing okay. Go back and watch it. You didn't miss anything. Everything's good. All is well. Gail Revel, Shelly S, and I'm just kind of hanging on to see if there's anybody else. All right, everybody. Thank you so much and happy Halloween. And I will see you guys Sunday if you want to do Sunday show. And Cheryl Nash McIsaac, Sherry Donnelly. All right. Okay, everybody, have a good night. I will see you on Sunday and then probably after the election. Kim Clark just popped up. All right. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. Happy Halloween. Bye. Oh, and Shelly S.